Good morning. Welcome back to the wonderful world of crypto and blockchain and all the crazy things in this digital age. My name is James Rule XRP. Follow me on Twitter/X at RuleXRP. I'm a cryptocurrency teacher. I'm not a financial advisor. We're going to cover several things today. We're going to look at LayerCake and how it's bringing FAssets to the FLR network. We're going to look at just several things. We're going to have a good time. We're going to look at how HSBC is bringing tokenized gold to the network here in a couple of days, and we're going to tear it down. We're going to have a good time. But first of all, I'll tell you what, this morning there was a huge tragedy in Maryland. It looks like a cargo ship has hit one of the key bridges in Maryland, causing it to collapse. And it's horrible. You know, thoughts and prayers go out to the individuals that were on this bridge. But look, it looks like the power goes out. It's kind of mysterious. And then for some reason, the power comes back on and they try to control the ship. But unfortunately, it tends to go towards this beam here. The power goes out again. And then unfortunately, it causes this is just horrible. I don't know exactly what happened, what was going on, but you see all the traffic going across the bridge at the top. I mean, this is horrible. And then all of a sudden it hits. You'll see it here in a second. This happened this morning, earlier this morning. You're going to see a splash right here, and then you're going to see the collapse. Oh, this is horrible. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is devastating. You know, how long is it going to take for them to clean this up and find all the bodies and everything? Thoughts and prayers. Let's keep going. If you get a chance, check out my Linktree link below. You'll learn more about me. You'll learn more about some of the gadgets, the cryptocurrency exchanges, some of the providers of different services and organizations. Click on them and tell them James Rule XRP sent you about it. Let's take a look at the Coin Paprika market cap. $2.739 trillion. Bitcoin is still over $70,000. Ethereum is 3614. Solana 193. XRP is hanging around 63-64 cents. Do your research. Know exactly what you want to dive into and what you want to invest in. I will not tell you what to invest in. Okay, LayerCake. We always talk about, my video here a few days ago, I talked about FAssets, how FXRP, FDoge, FBitcoin is coming to FLR networks. Well, the LayerCake is going to bring these FAssets to FLR's ecosystem. I know it sounds technical, but we're going to cover a little bit of it. This is at FLR.network/LayerCake. I'm going to leave a link to everything we cover in the description of this video. It says LayerCake in development by FLR Labs is a decentralized, insured, in-transit bridging and cross-network composability protocol. It offers increased security, speed, scalability, and functionality of bridging between different smart contract networks. Why? Existing smart contract bridge designs suffer variously from centralization, poor safety guarantees, fragmented liquidity, latency, and chain reorganization risks. LayerCake is designed to be faster, more secure, and decentralized cross-network composability and bridging approach that mitigates chain reorganization risk and allows developers to set up automatic actions that complete in the same steps as the bridging. This is the how. This is the techie part. I'm just going to read it, soak it up. I'm still learning it myself. How? Each transfer in LayerCake is insured in transit with a one-to-one backing by the actual asset being transferred. Using collateral in this way allows for lowest latency, trustless bridging, while providing insurance against faulty operator behavior, as well as blockchain reorgs that happen to a certain depth. For example, 6 hours. Once the crossing is complete and the wrapped asset is in the user's account, the collateral is unlocked after a short period of time, ready to be used in another crossing. For this reason, this collateral is termed bandwidth because it dictates how much value can move across the bridge at any one time. Its existence renders LayerCake trustless with no multi-sig, no governance role, nor any trusted party in the system. The bandwidth collateral securing bridging comes from the bridge's operators, who are called bandwidth providers. They take a small fee from each transaction. Bandwidth providers cannot secure a bridge crossing for a value higher than the amount of collateral they have locked. The value that can bridge at any one time is dedicated by the total bandwidth held by the bridge. Like physical bridges, LayerCake bridges can handle any amount of traffic flowing across SAM over time. They only restrict the amount of traffic that can transmit simultaneously. To avoid fragmenting liquidity, LayerCake is multilateral. This means you could bridge a token, for instance, wrapped ETH, from multiple origin chains to a single destination chain and receive the same token representation regardless of where it came from. So this is very technical. Like I said, there's so much to unpack here, and we're going to learn more as the FAssets are incorporated into the FLR ecosystem. You know, it's really exciting right now that you can wrap your FLR. You could wrap your Songbird, delegate to the time series, FLR time series oracles. You get the FLR drops every month for the next 36 months. It's exciting. Do your research. Go back and watch some of my tutorial videos. All right. If you go back and watch the video from yesterday, I show you how to connect to the DevNet using Anodo Finance, thanks to Panos, and I'm going to show you a few screen slides. This is a test. This is not real tokens. This is not real money. You earn LP tokens, even in the DevNet, for allocating to the liquidity pools. Here is a screenshot, Anodo's liquidity pools. I have allocated 1.64%. The fees are 0.5%. If we go to the next photo, you can see what I allocated. Like I said, this is not real money. This is DevNet test money. 100,000 XRP, which is equivalent to $63,070, plus $63,070 worth of USDT. It's showing my 24-hour earnings are going to be $10.58 in XRP and $9.75 in USDT. So this is going to change as the pools grow, as there's more liquidity. You're going to earn more per 24-hour period. It's going to fluctuate each day. Let's keep going. Right here, these are the LP tokens. So when you allocate to these liquidity pools, you're going to receive the LP tokens as collateral. Right here are 72,130,710 LP tokens. And when you go to cash out your liquidity, these LP tokens are going to be going back to the liquidity pools, which are here. So there's so much to comprehend. Go back and watch the video from yesterday. Follow it step by step. Thank you, Panos. Thank you, Anodo Finance. Let's keep going. Okay, really excited about Kinetic Markets at Kinetic_Markets. They are building on the FLR network. They are building an ecosystem similar to the automated market makers and these pools I was just talking about. Well, tomorrow's a big day. They're going to have a Twitter Spaces at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to leave the link below. Meet the Kinetic core team and listen in for answers to the community's most pressing questions. Invite your friends because 10 listeners will split a massive $25,000 FLR prize. FAssets, the jewel token, is coming to Kinetic Markets. I'm going to leave a link. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, Wednesday, March 27th. At 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Central. Finally, let's talk about tokenization. Let's talk about the tokenization of real-world assets, tokenization of gold. This is a video replay from the Global Investor Symposium today by the Milken Institute. And Bojan, I cannot pronounce his name, but he is the Chief Digital Officer with HSBC Hong Kong. HSBC talks about tokenizing real-world assets, including gold. I'm going to leave this with you to the end of the video. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Listen to the 7.5-minute clip. It's really exciting to know that we are going to a tokenized world on the blockchain. Tokenized gold is happening now. And let's have a good time and let's have a listen. My name is James Rule, XRP. Have a wonderful day because I told you so.
I want to turn to Boyan. In the HMA, we work with HSBC on a lot of projects. And one of the things I feel very strongly is HSBC is an institution that supports innovation. And obviously, the past couple of years, it's been focusing on digital assets. Can you elaborate more and also talk a little bit more about HSBC's positioning in this, innovative cycle, and especially in digital asset, and also in your role in TradFi and also participating sort of in the virtual asset sector. How do all this play with work together with each other? And also, in your view, from your perspective, do you see any particular use cases or killer use cases that HSBC could leverage on, or to sort of make HSBC the go-to innovative sort of institution in this cycle?
Thanks, thanks, Ernest. Quite a few questions in there, so I'll try to unpack them and perhaps tell a little bit of a story that answers all of those questions. And in starting that, we should start with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, when Bitcoin started, it's considered one of the most prominent computer science innovations of recent times. And there are three things that Bitcoin has really exposed that have a pretty profound impact on financial services and many other industries. Number one, the original intent of Bitcoin is to create an alternate form of money for peer-to-peer money. And today, money is operated by, for the most part, banks, commercial banks and central banks, and actually the vast majority of money today is a liability of commercial banks like us. So that's a direct implication. Second, it is the first development of a native digital asset that is unique and that cannot be copied. And third, it's exposed through that native digital asset the power of blockchain networks to store value and ownership of an asset and be able to transmit it across the world near instantly with incredible amount of efficiency, and create an ecosystem that actually does not have a company that runs behind. There's no CEO of Bitcoin, there's no COO of Bitcoin that operates this. That is a tremendous development that actually has a significant potential across many industries, including financial services. So when we think about distributed ledger technology or blockchain, we think that it has a strong potential to be a mainstream component of the future financial markets. And as such, I think we are definitely investing in distributed ledger technology, but I believe probably all of our industry peers, competitors are doing the same because they see that same potential. And that is really aiming to unlock the value that Bitcoin has demonstrated through this in terms of operational efficiency, innovation, ability to create assets in digitally native form, tokenize them, create fragments, generate greater liquidity pools, offer new products and services. This is a significant area of focus for us as a bank. So in addition to that, there are four other areas that HSBC is looking at right now. So we're investing in DLT, number one. Number two, we're looking at which assets can we actually develop as digital assets and offer them in that digitally native form and essentially unlock those benefits that this technology promises to unlock. And the immediate focus we see, where we see sort of an easy entry point for us, is in securities. So tokenizing securities, offering those as a service. So it could be funds, bonds, green bond issuance that was mentioned by the finance secretary in his opening speech today, was issued on an HSBC DLT platform, and we worked very closely with the HKMA on that. But we're also looking at tokenizing real-world assets and how can we actually use this technology to develop these assets and then obviously offer products and services off the back of that. And we're about to actually tomorrow launch to all of our retail customers tokenized gold, which is the first such real-world asset product that we're launching to our retail segment. Number three, we're looking at digital money and all forms of digital money, whether working with the likes of yourselves, the HKMA, on central bank digital currencies, both wholesale and retail, what that means, We're developing our own forms of digital money through tokenized deposits, and looking at stablecoins as well in terms of what do these stablecoins have, what do they offer, what is their potential, and what is our role as a bank in this space. So we're developing capabilities around digital money, and it's a huge area of focus. Actually, I'm not sure how many of our guests here in the audience are aware of this, but if you look at the Hong Kong dollar notes today, and if you take a $100 note, you might see an HSBC logo on that note. Actually, that dollar note is issued by HSBC. It's one of the 3 note issuing banks. 65% of notes issued in Hong Kong are issued by us. But if you think about that note in the way that it operates, it's actually a paper version of a stablecoin in the way that it operates today. So we're obviously greatly interested in recreating that same mechanism in a digitally native form. Is a big focus for us. And finally, I do want to conclude by saying that the Web3 ecosystem, all of the companies, whether they are investors, whether they are virtual asset service providers, they cannot operate in isolation today of the banking system, because fundamentally, most people today are still paid in fiat currencies, and they get into this world using actual money that sits in their banks. So we're looking at what role do we as a bank play to enable Hong Kong's digital hub aspirations, to enable the virtual asset service providers, the investors, to get access to capital, to develop themselves in a safe and sustainable way, and offer catered financing solutions or new products that we haven't previously offered before in terms of banking that would actually facilitate development of this space.